Episode 2. Your scent still burns on my skin. Moonlight streamed through the misty window, casting soft shadows across Lily's bare shoulders as she lay curled in Ethan's arms. Not a word was spoken, just the silent rhythm of two hearts, beating in sync, intertwined in a moment that felt like time had stopped. His fingers gently traced down her spine, as if he were trying to soothe the scars from all those years apart. "You're still the same," Ethan whispered in her ear, his voice trembling slightly. "Still gentle, still driving me crazy with just a look." Lily didn't answer, but her eyes sparkled, filled with a sadness so deep that it pulled him back into the heart of a lost youth. He leaned down, placing a light kiss on her forehead, a silent apology. Then his lips slid lightly, down her cheek, her neck, her collarbone. She moaned softly. Her thin silk nightgown slipped from her shoulders like a petal falling silently to the floor. He kissed where her scent lingered, warm, gentle, painfully familiar. His hand slid beneath the fabric, exploring the curve of her waist, slowly and carefully. Lily arched slightly, her breath catching in her throat. She didn't resist. Instead, her body welcomed him. Driven by emotion, not reason. "You're wet," he whispered, his voice hoarse. Lily's cheeks flushed. "It was me. You. Her eyes lit up, not with embarrassment, but with desire. He laid her down gently, letting their bodies meld into one, soft, slow, aching. Interspersed with soft moans that escaped her lips, quiet, trembling, like a melody that had waited years to be played again. His hands cupped her breasts, firm and warm under his touch, while his lips moved lower, soft kisses, deep breaths. Her body trembled beneath him, every nerve alight like twinkling stars in the darkness. Their movements were unhurried, passionate, like two rivers flowing back into each other after being apart for so long. Each kiss, each caress was like a silent apology for all the days they had lost. But just as their breathing began to settle after the gentle waves of intimacy, storm broke the silence. Ethan turned to her, his expression suddenly dark. "Did you sleep with anyone else after we broke up?" The question cut through the tender moment like a knife. Lily froze, stunned. "Answer me," he said, his voice low and sharp. "Just be honest." She looked at him, her eyes now filled with disbelief. "Is that really what you think of me, after all we've shared? I just need to know, am I the one, or just another chapter you can close?" "Ethan," she snapped, pulling the covers over herself. "You still don't understand, do you? You're not looking for the truth. You just want to punish me again." Her voice broke, and then the tears fell. Soft sobs echoed through the room that had been filled with warmth just minutes before. "I'm sorry, Lily." Ethan reached out, grabbing her wrist, but she pulled back, trembling, as if she had been stripped naked all over again. "You're still the same Ethan, full of love, but also full of doubt, control, and pain." She turned away from him, standing silently in the moonlight. A tear fell, then another. She didn't say a word. Sometimes, silence was more painful than any words. Ethan stepped closer and wrapped his arms around her from behind. "I'm sorry. I'm afraid of losing you again." Lily closed her eyes and sighed. No one knew, whether it was a sigh of forgiveness or the quiet echo of a heart that had never truly let go. End of episode 2 will continue in episode 3.